Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane, and let's talk about Insecure Season 3, Episode 6. And it seems like Issa is actually pushing the narrative that she wrote in her book about 3 years ago, that African-American women should date Asian guys, preferably Chinese, Japanese, and Vietnamese, and do not date, Filipino guys because they consider like the black people of the Asian realm. And she was saying that Asian women mostly date Caucasian men, so that leaves the Asian man out the book without anybody. So if preferably African American women should date, Asian men, and especially because they're left out too as well, because she's saying black men don't appreciate African American women that are educated, or they're just not, I guess, a good match, and so many different words. But it's in the slideshow. You guys probably heard about it. And Issa, a lot of people took a lot of shots at her for it. A lot of people did support her. I didn't support what she wrote in the book, but they said the book was like satire. But it seems like that narrative is being promoted on her show. So it is what it is with that situation. So let's get to it. Lawrence has been doing his thing. He's been busy. He's been having sex. He's been having sex with everybody. Any and everybody that was attractive, that looked good, he was hitting them up. And I guess somehow, some way, he got burnt and he got chlamydia. And so he had to phone all his exes, or not his exes, but people that he had his one night stands with. Some of them he didn't remember whether he had sex with them or not. So he's been working, doing his thing, doing well at his new job. But he got burnt and he had to chlamydia, so he had to go to the doctor's office and get that shot, get some cream or something like that. And the doctor said use some condoms. So he's actually chilling with Chad. Chad is really feeling like freaked out because his fiance left him, and his ex-fiance left him at the altar because the night before he was, kind of like titty fucking two strippers. So that was like a situation. And we do see a lot of sex that was going on with Lawrence and Chad and just having a good time. Like, it's just wonderful. But there was actually consequences for Lawrence's behavior. We haven't seen anybody on the show get an STD, so they're showing us some consequences. But if these guys are trying to practice you're trying to be celibate, or you're trying to wait before you have sex with someone you're dating, someone you just met, don't let the show, mess with your mind and think that, I gotta have sex with them now. It's so good, it's so wonderful. Yes, it is. But take your time and don't rush, and don't let, images on TV influence you to move faster than you want to move faster, because sometimes these images can get into your head where, they're having, even though it's not real, it's fake. But sometimes people cannot separate the two. They think like, I'm going to hit him up. Oh, I'm going to get that. So it is what it is with that situation. So he's chilling with, Chad, and Chad is all depressed. He's sad. He's mad. He's trying to act like it's not bothering him. He's trying to act like he's not hurt that his fiance left him. And then Issa is brought up in the conversation. Derek joins the conversation too as well. And it's like, okay. So they're talking about, Derek cheating on his fiance. And then they talked about Issa cheating on, Lawrence. Lawrence is over it. He forgives her. He moved on. But, so that's when Chad was like, oh, she's a hoe. And he was like, no, she's not a hoe. She just had hoish ways back then. So it seems like Lawrence has forgave Issa, and he doesn't want to talk bad or down about her. But, Chad throwing shade at Issa, which he did the same thing to his fiance. That's why he got left at the altar. Spend all that money. Now he ain't got nobody. So it is what it is with that situation. They're all going to be going to the baby shower pretty soon. And we have Molly. She's at work. She's doing her thing. She has, her assistant doing some baby shopping for her for the baby party or whatever. And so with that situation, her assistant is pregnant. She's talking about her husband or her boyfriend and what they want to do. And Molly was like, she's just too through. She didn't want to hear it. But she finds out that her jacket has been found from the Beyonce concert of Coachella. And actually, Andrew has her jacket, and he brings her jacket to her because Issa let her know what was going on. And so she went down there to see him, and he's trying to date her. He's trying to talk to her. He's trying to get with her, and she's just brushing him off because she's still hurt over Dro. And, it's hard for her to move on. So she's trying to take her mind off of Dro by focusing on working, and all her issues at work. But then she has to come to terms with how she feel about Dro. Especially she has to see him and find out some news that actually hurts her, emotionally. And so we have Issa Issa and Nathan, they in the bed, they loving each other and having a good time. He's talking about, how do you know it's real? And Issa was like, I know it's real. It feels real. And he was like, I really like you a lot, and I don't really like people. So he's doing all the good stuff, and he don't got to, pillow talk with her because he done already got her draws. But it seems like, Issa's so happy with him, and she's happy to be with Nathan. And it seems like everything's going well with Nathan too, especially, Issa wants to throw a block party for the community, and she gets some flack from one of the state workers. I hate going to the state places. We got to fill out forms, you got to get permits and things like that. Or if you want to have a food truck, that office is like they're underwork, and it's only, it's not too many people that's working in the office, and they want you to fill out all these old school documents that like are back from like the 90s. Only like one line for you to fill out, and you got to write really small. But anyways, her attitude, the state workers' attitude was just like, alcohol. It's going to take a lot of work. It's hard. They really try to discourage you from doing something before you even fill out the paperwork by giving you books to fill out. But Issa's going to take on a challenge. And guess who meets her when she meets her down in the lobby? Nothing but Nathan. He got a coffee for her. They're having a good time. He's supportive. He's telling her she can do it. And she has a newfound inspiration with Nathan because Nathan, kind of encouraged her to quit her job, and, because he told her his story about him moving from Texas to California and just, starting over and not wanting to be his own boss. He wants to do his own thing. And so Issa was inspired, and she just left her job. But it seems like she's still able to afford to take care of herself. She got her own place. She still got the lift, and she is the property manager. And it seems like she's doing a good job picking up dog shit. And her neighbor, he don't give a shit about the dog. Mr. Robinson talking about he don't got no dog. Like, that is so disgusting. Imagine stepping in dog shit. It's so nasty. It's like, damn, here you get a ticket. If your dog poop and somebody witnesses or take a picture, you're going to get a ticket. So Issa's picking up the dog poop or whatever, and then she gets a phone call. It's from Lyft, and they're saying that's an investigation from the fight that happened a couple episodes ago when she first met Nathan. And she texted Nathan and let him know what was going on. And somehow he worked out the situation with Lyft, and the investigation is over. And Issa finds out at the end of the episode. But Issa is happy. She's chilling with her girls. She's chilling with Molly. She's chilling with, Kelly, and it's Issa, and they're talking about the baby shower, things they want to do for the baby shower, make the cake, the Gladys Knights, muffins and things like that. And also Issa was trying to encourage, Molly to actually go on the date with Andrew and like give him, don't be racist, open up to others. He might be good. Don't turn him down because he's Asian. Girl, we got to do what we got to do. She's encouraging her to take that step with Andrew. And Molly doesn't really want to because she wants to she wants to have a black man at the end of the day. That's who she wants to be with, a black man. And Kelly was like, yeah, I was with a black man too. I was with that little black boy that was, Andrew and Nathan's friend. So Kelly's been getting it in with him. Kelly was like, Molly, you better do something because you got tumbleweave on that PUSSY. And so Molly's like, nah, she's not feeling it. Issa's just trying to encourage her to do that. And so, to date Andrew, to be with the Asian young man or whatever. And she's like, I don't know how to be with him or what to do with him and things like that. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And so now we get to the baby shower. The baby shower looks nice. It's all put together. And it seems like, Tiffany has a whole new set of friends. And they her little uppity friends like her. And they're kind of like on airs when it comes to Issa and Molly. You think that they will have more respect for Molly. She's an attorney, but I guess not. And so, they're feeling pretty kind of weird about the situation. They want to help. They want to, be a part of the baby shower. But yet they didn't even offer to throw her a baby shower, even though Tiffany says she wouldn't let them throw her a baby shower. But Kelly could throw her a baby shower, and Kelly did offer to throw Tiffany a baby shower. Kelly gets there, and they don't want to put her cupcakes on the table because there's already cupcakes on the table. And Kelly was like, you better take these Gladys Knight cupcakes and put on the midnight train on that table over there. You better put them over there on that table. These are the Gladys Knights. And it's just like, she's feeling a certain type of way, like she don't fit in with Tiffany's newfound friends, and then also Tiffany being pregnant. And so that's like an issue. And so then we see there's photos of, Tiffany on the wall, Beyonce, Venus, Barty B and all that other good stuff. She took portraits of herself. And so we have Lawrence. He gives Dre a gift, and it's Kush, OG Kush weed, and he's happy. Dro shows up and he was like, I heard you got OG Kush. And Joe's happy as hell with a name like Dro. You know he wants it. Dro sees Molly. He's looking at her. Lawrence sees, Issa. He wants to go talk to her, but that's when Dro stops him. And so now Molly ends up talking to, Lawrence, and they have a conversation, and she's talking about, she quit her job. She started new things because, Lawrence ran into Frida at the grocery store, and she was like, well, I quit my job. I'm trying something new. I'm trying to throw a block party. I got a new thing, new shit going on, basically, because Issa did also, get a business license. A business name is called Q Music Inc. because we come quick, or music is quick, or we throw our events quick, or whatever. And Kelli and Molly was like laughing at the name of her business name or whatever. So Lawrence was like, you're probably gonna need some help with that. I'm in the business thing. You're gonna need permits. She was like, yeah, permits and all this other stuff. No, we don't need no permits. And she was just like, yeah, it's a lot of paperwork. And Lawrence is like, yeah. So I wonder if Lawrence and Molly's actually going to hook up, like work together on this block party and do music together, art, be creative, and kind of bring them back together for maybe next season as a friendship as growing. But Lawrence is actually impressed with Molly that, she's making, really life changes and choices. And he was like, yeah, when you are on your own and you're doing different things and you're out there by yourself, it's really important, like that boost, that kick out there where you have no other choice but to fly or fall. So we see how that situation goes. So I'm just like, okay. And so, it is what it is with that situation. Then Dro and Molly actually had like a little conversation. Molly goes to say hi to Dro. Dro is like, oh, you speaking to me now? With all these boundaries and shit. And that's when Molly was like, you know what? I realized why I left your ass. And so she's looking out for Candace. Candace shows up. And so then Molly, she goes over there and she ends up texting, Andrew, because she's feeling a certain type of way. Kelly's feeling a certain type of way too as well, because she feels like she don't fit in. She feels like she's losing her best friend to a baby. And also, like, Tiffany didn't have confidence in Kelly to help or, with the baby shower, because this is a really important step, a really important moment, and something that Tiffany's going to treasure forever. And she didn't have Kelly then. Kelly and Tiffany are them two are closer together than Molly and then Issa, because Issa and Molly are the closest, and Kelly and Tiffany are the closest. So she's feeling a certain type of way. And we seen last episode that, Tiffany was feeling a certain type of way, that she was losing, her friendship. She was losing everything because now she's having a baby. Everything then changed. And like she feels she's losing her friendship. And it seems like she got a hand in losing her friendship with Kelly by just, not inviting her and telling Kelly, because Kelly's getting ready to leave. Tiffany comes outside because Molly and Issa is talking to Kelly. Tiffany comes out and she was like, what's going on? And then, Kelly was like, how come you didn't let me do your baby shower? And so, Tiffany's like, yeah, I'm not going to let Issa and, Molly throw my baby shower, whatever. And then Molly and Issa had excuses. Issa was like, I was moving, I was changing jobs, everything was going on in my life that was wrong. I just broke up, and and I was sleeping on the couch. Then you have Molly saying that I was just switching jobs, I was having a situation go on. Then Kelly was like, not me, I asked to throw your baby shower, how come you didn't ask me? She was like, well, the other girl is she's a mom too. So Kelly's feeling like left out because she's not a mom and she's not there in her life, married or have a kid, that now she doesn't fit into, Tiffany's life, and this baby that's coming in Tiffany's life is coming in between her friendship with Tiffany, because Tiffany is gradually going to hang around more moms than single women. It's just what it is. Because once you have a baby, you don't really have a lot in common with single women. Sometimes it's what people think, and they want to hang around more moms because it's more family oriented and you feel more comfortable. You can share stories and things like that, remedies and how to deal with your kids, than the single girl that's out here still having fun, smoking weed, drinking, doing Molly, partying up. So that's the situation with that. So now we see where their friendship has made a huge turn. This was really a great episode. And then we have Issa. She is trying to get in contact with Nathan, but she's not able to get in contact with Nathan. She can't get in contact with him. He won't reply to her. And then she finds out that he spoke to Liv about the investigation. She was like, why he not replied to me? So I don't know if Nathan has something happened to Nathan. Something happened to his family, his friend, or maybe he needs some space because he said he really doesn't like people and he don't know if it's real between him and Issa, and maybe he's developing a lot of feelings for her, but also he could have got the punani and now he's out and he doesn't want something serious, or he feels like it's going that way, because sometimes you can have sex with somebody on the first date, the first week, and maybe you can stay together, but sometimes, the girl or the dude get what they want and they bounce, because if you don't value yourself, they're not going to value you, and then they're going to go with the next girl that probably values herself, because you can see with Lawrence, he's just having sex with all these girls. They mean nothing to him, and sometimes the girls could have allegedly thinking that, oh, me giving it to Lawrence when he wants, and maybe he would want to be with me, or I'm giving what he wants and he'll stay around. And sometimes that just may not be true. So it seems like Issa should have took a little bit more time to get to know Nathan and find out what was going on with him before she actually slept with him. But when she first slept with him, she was on Molly, so she was feeling it. So that's why you got to be very careful when you're under drugs, especially Molly, that, makes everything feel so good. And you just think really outside the box. You'll do things that you normally wouldn't do. So that's kind of like sticky situation between Nathan and Issa. And Issa's feeling really good, and she feels like that she's over Lawrence and she's happy in her life that now she's done with Lawrence. But it doesn't really, she says she'll always love him when she's talking to Molly, but it seems like there's a little part of her that probably hopes that something would happen between them, especially now that she's been calling Nathan and calling him, and he has not responded or replied back to any of her text messages. And it seems like it's going to go on for a week that she hasn't talked to Nathan. So what's going on with Nathan, and why has he disappeared? Does he have a wife? Do we have kids? And then the sad thing is, Molly finds out that Dro is having a baby with Candace, and Tiffany threw it out there like that because she knew it was going to hurt Molly. And Molly's just like, she's like, because she's so hurt because she wants to be with Dro, but she can't be with Dro because she needs to set boundaries because he's married. They having sex, having breakfast, having lunch, having dinner, going on these, little get-togethers, rendezvous at the hotel, flowers and romantic, but he's not her man. And whenever she really needs him, who comes first? Candace comes first. She comes second, like she's a side chick, and she don't want to be a side chick because she can't develop her own relationship with Joe because he's already married. And we already know Molly doesn't like that. She doesn't like, that situation, especially with her mom being cheated on and all this other stuff. And now she's the woman that, kind of, broke up her mother and father for a while. Like, she's the third wheel that wasn't supposed to be included, but at least Candace and Dro have understanding, I guess. So now we have that situation going on. Now Molly feels totally hurt, and now she's definitely going to go out with Andrew and go out on a date with him. And I don't know if they're painting the narrative that, Molly's going to give up on black guys and be with black guys. I wonder where they're going to go with the interracial dating and everything like that. And I think Molly said the Jews date Jews and nobody judges the Jews when they stay with each other or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that situation. I was just like, damn, it's going down. And it seems like, Molly's really hurt, Tiffany's hurt, and Issa's hurt with the situation with Nathan and feeling like maybe she was on to something with Nathan, but now she's not. And then Lawrence back in the picture, and his life is great, but she doesn't know that he's been out here having sex and he has he has chlamydia, so everything ain't all pieces and cream with him. Peace. I'm out. One love.